Now let's see. How is the Earth made? Well, you said that you don't want the scientific thing. You don't want the evolutionary thing. That's what it is. Evolution starts at the Big Bang, and that's the theory too. It might not be a Big Bang. It might be just a touch membrane, because there is a theory, M theory, about the space being a membranous organism, not an organism, but its mass being membranous, and that they hang in different. These membranes kind of hang together mathematically, and if they touch at a certain spot, their energy is transferred immediately, and then bam, all that energy that's out here came from that kind of thing, and it's cycling over and over and over again. Now, where's our planet? How is our planet made? Like every other planet, started out as gases and such, ejected from stars, exploding, and other forms of ejection. Black holes even eject material, believe it or not. But these are all, things that are, they call them theories, but in science, a theory doesn't mean not true, okay? It doesn't mean it's not found out. It just means there's more to it. Actually, they say the theory of relativity. Well, it's not really a theory, we know that, but they call it that because you can't really demonstrate it. Okay? Do you understand that? Or do you understand science at all? Which was the reason for religion and deity worship. Because, ancient man personified and anthropomorphized everything. Okay? All the constellations, they have names of animals and people, Pisces and Sagittarius and all that. Same thing. I mean, even, the Messiah myth about three kings following the brightest star in the east, and coming and seeing the rising new sun. It all takes place around the winter solstice, when the days start getting longer. The sun comes back. And if you look up at Orion, the constellation, those three stars point right to the horizon where the sun comes up at winter solstice. Isn't that funny? Yeah. That's that. How is the Earth made? Gases. Gravity isn't necessarily an energy, okay? And through all the different forces, it swirled around to make things start spinning or whatever, and gases spin around and they start coagulating, and they emerge and come together, immersion come together into clumps, and then into planetoids, and then on, scientifically. So when you go into all the mathematics and everything, just because you can't understand science or that you don't know everything about science, isn't here to teach you religion. Okay, science isn't here to teach you how to live your life. That's not the point. Okay, we don't ask you to have morals at all. That's not what science does. That's not the point of science. It has nothing to do with emotion, nothing whatsoever, or deity worship. We could care less, because we say we don't believe because you people keep believing it, and it's all myth. So it's not hard to do. It's kind of hard to remember all your 5 questions because they're all straw man questions anyway. You know that, right? Hey, come on. You wouldn't even let me use it, but you can't use evolution. What are you talking about? You can't try to explain how the Earth was made or built, by nature, how it came about without evolution. You can't. And if you do, that's called magic. Yeah. Some omnipotent, omniscient being with his foot on your head tells you to cut off a piece of your baby boy's penis and do it now. Tells all the women in your world that they have to have nasty cramps every month just because she talked to a snake and get this, not good or evil, but knowledge. It's the tree of knowledge. You guys don't get that kind of stuff. You don't really read your Bible. And then here you're going to come on and ask atheists 5 questions. First of all, they have to be questions and not suppositions or assumptions by you, which is what you're doing. What do I believe in? I believe in a lot of stuff. You don't have any right to hijack that word, belief, faith, or anything like that. I believe that if I push this button right here, see this television here, it'll go off. I believe it. I believe it. Don't you? Watch. Isn't that funny? Well, I was right. I believed it, and I had faith that it would work. And sure enough, now I have faith that if I push this again, it's going to turn back on. It will. Watch. Watch. It'll come back on. These newer TVs take a minute. Look at that. Isn't that special? You know, see what I mean? So what do I believe in? Actually, I know what you mean. But you're trying to make everything spiritual. You just don't have that kind of a makeup. You're not a spiritual guy. No, why? Gods really are kind of unnecessary. Anyway, they kind of just, it's like, first of all, they act as a crutch or a reason. You can excuse yourself and forgive yourself. And there's people like the Mafia and the Nazis. None of them have ever been excommunicated from the Catholic Church. None of them. All the heinous shit they do, they haven't been excommunicated. But a woman wanted to be a priest here, and she got ordained anyway, and they threatened to excommunicate her. You know, a woman. It just goes to show you, it's the whole thing. Every religion you come to is actually just a tool to suppress one's family and neighbors. Keep them in line so they're comfortable. And the way they do women, I mean, every religion, even the Christian religion, if you really read the Bible, you need to get over there and read Leviticus, Thessalonians, Corinthians, Chronicles, Kings. Read it. What's the last one you asked? Where do I get my morality? I know right from wrong. Why is that so difficult for you to understand? Why do Christians, first of all, admit that you don't know right from wrong? Obviously, because you're saying, we don't get no morals but from God. And God doesn't really exist, so obviously you're a nasty, nasty man. You don't even know right from wrong. You need to think, dude. Okay? It's against the law and a bad thing to kill someone. It's against the law and a bad thing to hit someone or beat them up. It's even a bad thing to hit somebody's car and run away. It's a bad thing to just spit on somebody. It's not a nice thing to do. And no, you don't want to covet your neighbor's wife. Why would you do that? That's just lying and cheating. And see, none of that has anything to do with a deity or worshiping something. It's common sense. And if you don't know right from wrong, just say you don't know right from wrong. But don't blame it on a god. Which is why you probably got your god, because you're one of those cheaters and liars. That's what you do. And you'll get your forgiveness. You might even be a Catholic. I don't know. What was that last one anyway? I'm sorry, I can't remember, but I'll tell you what. If you're going to ask, why do we ridicule religion? Because you're ridiculous. Why else would we ridicule your religion? It's ridiculous. And I don't care which one it is. It doesn't matter. They're all ridiculous. And they're all cults. Yeah, Orion, remember that. The 3 stars in the belt that make up the belt, called the 3 kings. Yeah, they are. And Syria, the brightest star in the east, is right in line with those 3. And then that line, you follow it all the way to its end point, and it hits the horizon. Right at the spot where the sun's going to come up on winter solstice. Longest day, longest night of the year. Shortest day. And then the next day, it starts getting longer than the days do it, so it comes back. You get it? So Messiah myth. Anyway, that was my gig.